Shai B'Shem Kakodash. All right, Shalom, Shalom. We're the true Hebrew Israelites who come in week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom, which you know to be America, but which we know to be spiritual Sodom and Egypt, also referenced as Babylon the Great in the Holy Scriptures. All right, we come in week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom, which is also a culmination of all of the previous kingdoms combined into one. All right, being a visual representation of the valley of the shadow of death. All right, and also a visual representation of, as it makes mention in Nahum and also in Revelations, of that well-favored harlot. All right, ancient Nineveh being synonymous with present-day America or Babylon. Man, just look at the wickedness that this place has pushed to the four corners of the world. All right, when you look throughout history over the past 20, 30, 50, 60, 70, 100, 200 years, all right, 99.9% of the wickedness has came from where? Through implementation of decrees passed in America, okay? And we come to let you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans know that you are indeed Israelites according to the scriptures, all right? And not only according to scriptures, but also secular history as well, okay? That we are the 12 tribes, all right? Going from the Negroes being from the tribe of Judah, all the way down to the so-called Mexicans being of the tribe of Issachar, and the various tribes in between, okay? We are predominantly located, if you will, here in America, pursuant to the transatlantic slave trade, but also scattered to the four corners of the earth, pursuant to the Arab slave trade, also pursuant to that transatlantic slave trade of the Israelites who were taken from over here and sent into Europe and Spain during the very same time, not only starting from the 1400s, but even prior, okay? And hey, Yahweh Shai, who the world inly calls Jesus Christ, is coming back to return soon, okay, to render judgment to this wicked world, all right, chiefly here in America, as we've already established, okay? And we come out to let you know, all right, that America is going to be destroyed. The Lord Yahweh Shai is coming back to save his people, okay? And not all people, all right? But the elect of the nation of Israel, the 144,000 elect men, as referenced in the book of Revelations, the 14th chapter, all right? And the 1/3 men, women, and children who will be spared and brought through the fire, okay? Because 2/3 of our people will be cut off, all right? But before we get started, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors unto our elders, Salakia, and apostles of Great Millstone, who do teach and rule well, and taught us this 100% truth. Okay, peace, love, and salutations unto the house of David, the hopeful elect. You Akim out there pushing his word in truth and sincerity. Unto those of you be likened unto the speckled bird, scattered to the four corners, speaking in different tongues. Unto you we say shalom. Okay, bear with us today. All right, it was a little bit inclement weather yesterday. Really, it was just storming and raining. All right, but it's a little windy today, so Lord's will, we'll be able to have this propped up without it keep trying to tip over. All right, but hey, you know, Tawadi Yao Bashim Yao Shai Bashim Rakah HaKodash, all right, for another opportunity to have received this grace and mercy to come out and show our faith by our works. Okay, as we have been commanded to come out to the highways and hedges to bid them to the marriage, the them being the Israelites, not no pronouns and nonsense that you Edomites push today. All right, and you know, the Lord is about to return, man. Okay, he's about to render judgment to these nations. Okay, it's all manner of stuff going on in the news. All right, you have banking institutions on the verge of collapse. You have riots breaking out over there in India with over 200 people dead, if I recall correctly. Okay, you have over 60 people confirmed that have died from Hurricane Ian. All right, and you have more to come. Okay, Salakia. All right, because you have to understand, all right, that the Lord, matter of fact, we'll start at 2nd Esdras, the 9th chapter. Okay, we'll start there to kind of lay the groundwork, and then we'll move through the spirit. All right, because you have to understand that it's just the beginning. All right, the beginning of sorrows. Hey, that's the spirit. You see. So let's start at 2nd Esdras, the 9th chapter, He answered me, verse 1, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Okay? And that's what we're doing. We're visually seeing part of the signs actually come to pass. All right? We're visually seeing even more death and more destruction. All right? There was an image that I saw via Twitter. And Twitter, man, you know, when you compare it to like some of these other social medias, man, you know, it's like a uncensored, you know, haven of just everything in between. It's chaotic sometimes, but it showed basically a representation of people who died. Like if you did a Google search, they showed the different timestamps. So if you did a Google search of died suddenly in 2019, it showed Salakia 2020. It showed like 70 million or something like that. If you did a search result of died suddenly in 2021, it had like 500 million instead of the 70 million search results. Then if you did that in 2022, it had like 1.7 billion search results, you know? And we know that's from the serpent's poison, you know, that you people have been so obliged to receive so willfully. And, you know, it's going to get worse, man. That's the thing about it. You know, let's hit it one more time, all right? 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So this is only part of the things that's yet to come, okay? Because when we look around, you can still easily go to the grocery store, all right? You can still easily go to work safely and go home safely, okay? You easily still have access to your banking institutions, all right? All these different privileges or freedoms, all right, that come with utilizing or having to utilize the system, all right? The beast system, man, okay? Now, these things are going to change, okay? There's a time quickly approaching, which we're quickly really entering into, all right? That it's no longer going to be just a common ride from you to go from home to work, all right? It's just not going to be a common trip going to the grocery store and coming back home within a timely or even safe and efficient manner. All right, that's no longer going to be the case. It's no longer going to be the case here soon where you go to your ATMs and you withdraw money to finalize a transaction. All right, those days are long gone over with, man. All right, but the thing is, people aren't seeing that full implementation on a nationwide level. But here shortly you will begin to see that, man. All right, there's going to be a time you're not going to be taking money out of your ATMs. There's not going to be no cash for you to take out, okay? There's going to be a time here shortly where you're not going to be able to leave your home because of the fact that your carbon emissions for the month has exceeded what it should have, man. All right? You're not going to be able to safely just go to the grocery store like you do now and not have any care in the world, man. Okay? Because it's going to be all chaos and just hell breaking loose left and right, man. All right? Hey, as soon as you try to get out of your car, you might get robbed and your car get taken and you left there standing stupid, man. Okay? So a lot of these things are about to change, and they're slowly changing now. All right? That's why we see part of the signs taking place, and we're going to get it, all right, what those signs are. Okay? We're going to jump to Matthew's here in a moment. All right? But let's continue. Verse 2, 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 2, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. See? So the Lord is visiting this place. And as we've seen, right, we can, you know, even on a carnal level, all right, you can even ask an everyday American, okay? You can ask anybody random, man. You know, they don't even have to have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, all right, of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which comes through the volume of the book, all right? Bahar Rakak Wadash, okay? But you can just ask any regular person, man. All right? How do you feel about the last 5 years up until the present compared to the last 30 years and what you have known America and the state of the world to be? All right? Even these veterans, you have veterans, okay? You have certain veterans that served in these other wars, right? And they've even come out on record, all right? They've even begun discussing, you know, certain things, okay? About how America is headed in the wrong direction and all these other, you know, particular statements, all right? And, you know, going as far as to say, you know, same way like our apostles and elders of Great Millstone have been saying, all right? That ultimately, you know, we're on a downward spiral, if you will, you know, not verbatim, you know, but there's just too much that has come out, man. All right. And these are individuals who have seen war. All right. They've seen how events have transpired, Salakia. All right. They've seen how these events have transpired over the past 50, 60, 70 years. All right. They see what's going on. All right. And they're seeing how much more wicked this place is. Okay. Which this place has always been wicked. But you have to understand, all right, in the 20s, 30s, 40s, you know, around those particular time frames, all right, Esau was pushing a particular narrative. All right, that's really, you know, when Trump talks about making America great, that's really the time period he's talking about. Okay, the early 1900s, when they were working towards something great, you know, when they were working towards creating, you know, this big old great empire. All right, but you have to understand the powers that be didn't allow that. Okay, that's why you had things such as the Federal Reserve. All right, that's why you had certain things that was implemented all the way up, especially starting in 1969. All right, and even, you know, leading up to that. Okay, so, you know, you can see it all around, man. Again, you can just ask a regular peon, man, and they'll agree with you. All right, the last few years have been nothing like the world has ever seen. And guess what? What's yet to come will be as nothing, you know, will be like nothing that the world has seen, man. Okay? Let's continue, and then we're going to jump to Matthews. 2nd Ezra 9:3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. All right, and have we not seen that? Okay? You've had your funded organizations, all right, through the hands of the elite, Antifa, BLM, and, you know, all these other, you know, offshoots. All right, you've seen them push narratives, start riots, start uproars, and what has that done? What has that done? That spread like a cancer. All right, so that way these regular other, you know, Edomites or Ishmaelites or you know, these other nations, including you Israelites, all right, have felt the need to join the cause. Okay, that's why they push all these different things. All right, in regards to arguments of particular agendas, all right, and they combat them with other agendas, and this is that and the third. Okay, hey, what's it on the dollar? Order out of chaos. Okay, I don't remember the Latin for it. All right, but that's how they operate, man, and that's what you people are caught up in. You're caught up in chaos. All right, but in the name of democracy. Okay. You're caught up in chaos within the name of the American way, all right? Which the American way is nothing but bloodshed, all right? Verse 5, for like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, all right? And that's what we're seeing here today, all right? The end is being made manifest, all right? And we're going to get the how, all right? And the different signs that shall be seen, all right? And, and we'll go from there, man. Okay? Because, hey, man, it's, you know, it's hard, man. You know, I don't remember, well, many of the elders and brothers have said it, you know. It's so hard to keep up with videos, you know, because it's 1,000 videos going up, within a 12-hour, to 20-hour span on a daily basis, just simultaneously or concurrently throughout the day. Okay, and it's the same with all the events and all the judgment that's going out here today. All right, not only in America. I mean, good, we couldn't even cover all of the articles and death and judgment, all right, that's going on in America, man. It's impossible. That's why, Esau, the self-proclaimed white man, all right, he created the media conglomerate, if you will, that's owned by these main 6 companies. And that can be something that is Googled, okay, for your own research, all right? Because at the end of the day, 1, they have to maintain the narrative, okay? And 2, all right, when you're operating on such a large scale, that's fire. When you're operating on such a large scale, all right, there's no way that you could possibly cover everything by yourself. All right, that's why all these companies, when you do your research, they're owned by major main companies. All right, that go and report to the elite banking families. Okay, and that's how it operates, man. It's like a octopus, with many arms. All right, but when you look at the arms of an octopus, it has all the the little things, that's how they latch on, and move and grab onto things. You see, but yeah, hey, the judgment, all the things that's going on, man. It's impossible, man. It's impossible for us to keep track of it. All right, so that's why when you look at scriptures, all right, especially through the Spirit, okay, you have to understand it don't matter if we know that Antifa and BLM and these other organizations were, psyops or whatever terminology you want to use. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it's Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, all right, that decreed those things to take place. All right, he put it in their hearts, okay? Hey, the king's heart is in his hands, So that's all the Lord putting it all together, man. All right, so let's go ahead and go to Matthew chapter 24. And we'll start at the top. And Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to shew him the buildings of the temple. And Yahushua said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? All right, so when you're going into the temple, okay, there's actually a few instances where Yahushua talked about the, throughout the first 4 books, all right, in the New Testament. You can go into Hebrews to further your understanding, okay? Ultimately, that sacrifice of Yahushua, all right, taking place, okay? The removal of the Levitical priesthood, all right, and maintaining those carnal ordinances, all right. So it's twofold, all right. It was spiritual, but then it was also carnal as well in the physical sense, all right. Jerusalem being overthrown, okay, the temple being destroyed, all right. All these different things. But guess what? Even though those things happen in a historical and secular event, okay. By the same measure that those things took place historically and carnally, there was also a spiritual transformation taking place, right? That's why scripture says that we are the temple. You see? It's not just, we just go hole up here. Nah, man. All right? Now we make up, all right, the body, Hey, like the Elder Yashawamba was going into a few days ago, the Urim and Thummim. We are those lively stones, right? And we have who? The chief cornerstone as well. Okay? So let's continue. All right. Verse 4, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. Right? Because that's what's happening, man. Especially in America, that has been going on for so long, people don't even know. All right? The deception has been going on so long that people don't realize Fox News is deceiving you the same way that CNN is deceiving you. Okay? They're just using different methods, A magi, man. They're doing different, things. They're using different forms, all right, of manipulation and deception, okay? But guess what? It's like, if y'all saw I Pet Goat, I Pet Goat 2, something like that on YouTube. It came out like 10 years ago, man. And basically, it was an elitist cartoon that they allowed to come out showing the desolation of America, showing war, showing Bin Laden's ties to the CIA, showing connections to CERN and the worship of Shiva or the Destroyer, showing all these different things, exposing the Catholic Church, a lot of different things, man. Very, very heavy, okay, but also very dark for those who are not in the know. They might look at it, oh, you know, but it's very spiritually significant, okay? And I say that to say this, okay, because when you actually watch the short cartoon or the short film, if you will, there's a particular part where it's like Satan's hands. There's red devil hands, and it's got a ring that's a S, as if Satan, and he's controlling George Bush, I believe, or one of the he's controlling a particular, you know, cartoon, and the cartoon is dancing in the classroom or parading around. You know, I believe it was George Bush. You know, which basically that goes to show, all right, that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is controlling everything. All right, he's controlling everything through the elite banking families here on the world stage, all the wickedness through your politicians, Democrat, Republican, sectarian, all these different, you know, what we know to be particular parties of the establishment system. It's all being controlled. Okay, so take heed that no man deceive you, because not only is that happening on a carnal level, but it's also happening on a spiritual level. Okay, that's why you have all of these pastors. That's why you have your Creflos and your Joels and your who's who of who's who. Okay, because they were placed there to deceive. All right, let's get that precept. Let me see here. Bear with me. Bear with me. Is it 10:15? Nah, I have to find it. Bear with me. Y'all probably know what I'm gonna get. All right. $12.16. I don't know why I went to 15. Job 12:16. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. And who's the his? Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. All right. Yahweh, the Heavenly Father. All right. Bahashem being interpreted as in the name of Yahushai, who the world English calls Jesus Christ. All right. Baharaka Kodash. All right. The Holy Spirit, man. Okay. So yeah, man. All right, so you have to understand that all of this is, you know, being controlled, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. Okay, why? Well, here, let's get it. Okay. All right. Proverbs 16:4. The Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai hath made all things for himself. Yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. You see? And what's the ultimate day of evil? The ultimate day of evil will be the implementation of the Charagma, okay? Which our elders and apostles have been bringing out of Great Millstone, which have been bringing out for 40 years now, okay? And their elders and high priests that preceded them, all right? Starting with the elder Abba Bivens, okay? Who was, we're gonna have to grab it. All right, let me just grab it. Okay? All right, this is the book of Malachi, chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I will send you Elijah, the prophet, before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. All right, and that was the elder Abba Bivens, all right, who was indeed Elijah. Okay? And, you know, if you go into scriptures, you will understand regeneration. All right, even Yahweh Shai said it himself. all right, when he mentioned John the Baptist, he mentioned what? John the Baptist, if you can receive it, this was he who was, and do you know, well, I gotta give it to y'all, man, okay? You know, so, sometimes you gotta, you gotta leave the answer out. You know how like they did in school, like fill in the blank, you know, because then it motivates you to want to, well, oh, who was it, you know? All right, so let's grab it. All right. Okay, so you had Elijah come back during that particular time period, and you had Elijah come back in this particular time period. Okay, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 11. Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of woman, there hath not risen a greater than John the Baptist. Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. For all the prophets and the law prophesied until John, and if ye will receive it, this is Elias, which was for to come. He that hath ears to hear, let him hear. Okay? And let me grab one more. Subject. This is in 1 Corinthians, I believe. 1 Corinthians 14:32. And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. Okay? So, to tie it all together, man. All right? Take heed that no man deceive you. Everything is being orchestrated through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. All right? Even the wicked for the day of evil. The ultimate day of evil, as we may mention, being the implementation of the Karagwa, or what we know to be the RFID chip, okay? That will be made mandatory, all right? But guess what? There's also been many days of evil, you know? It is evil that goes on today, man, all right? Through the wicked decrees, all right, that are pushed by Esau Edom, all right? The self-proclaimed white men, all right? He who rules the world, okay? Because it's not the Indians that are making the rules of the world, okay? It's not Australians, okay? It's not Africans, okay? It's not the Chinese people who are controlling the establishment. Nah, man, all right? It's America, okay? Through the extension of NATO, all right? Which when you bring the end, you have to add the small hats, all right? The Israelis over there, all right? Who are not the real people, okay? But when you combine these forces together that maintain the world stage, it's an extension of the Roman Empire that you read about in Daniel's, the 7th chapter, okay? So let's continue now that we've established a few points there, all right? But, so yeah, if you want to know why, bad things happen, well, the deceived and the deceiver are the Lord's, man, all right? Hey, and the wicked are meant to, execute their evil, man, all right? There's also another scripture, all right, that makes mention, it's in Psalms, all right? The sword, a Psalm of David, all right? We're just going to have to grab it. Salakia. I think it's 17. Yeah, Psalm 17:13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. See, so the wicked are the Lord's sword. They are meant to execute judgment, okay? They are meant to execute certain judgments on a minute by minute, hourly basis, however it may be, man. All right, and they get their green light from the angels, okay? That'd be all the angels, including the spiritual demon Satan, who is righteous. All right, you can read about that in Job, okay? What did the spiritual demon Satan had to do? He had to go and ask permission of the Lord, okay? So not only, all right, you can't, it's Satan. Nah, man, all right, it's the Lord, okay? That's why when you go into the Apocrypha, all right, I'm just going to grab it here, okay? Said 20, I Apocalypse 25. Sirach 21:27, when the ungodly curseth Satan, he curseth his own soul. Okay? Well, why? Well, it's twofold. All right? Hey, because ultimately, you trying to curse the Heavenly Father. All right? If you're doing that, man, you're through. Because it's the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, who made you. All right? So you cursing yourself, man. All right? Because the same way he made you, out of here, man. Okay? Quicker than that. All right? And also cursing his own soul because your spirit, you operate just like the spiritual demon Satan. Okay? You push forth all of those things that aren't righteous. All right? Now, again, you have to understand, all right, that the spiritual demon Satan is obedient. Okay? He operates in a righteous authority by doing what? By allowing these evils through the decree of the Lord to prosper. All right? With the wicked. Okay? Hey, if you're the all powerful, all supreme, every word you can think of in regards to who God is, you have to control both aspects. All right, you have to control the good and the bad. All right, and that's what the Lord does, man. All right. Hey, so let's continue. Okay, Matthew chapter 24, verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed one, and shall deceive many. All right, hey, there's been plenty of times of that, man. All right, especially when you look at Esau, Edom. Okay, there's been so many white people that, yeah, I'm the Lord, I'm the reincarnated, and you even got bug outs today, man. It's this one dude, Jake, hey, Isaiah, the first chapter, man, the whole head is sick, man. All right, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are fucking through. All right, pardon my rude speech. Okay, but it's this one Jake, he's talking about he's the reincarnate true king of Israel, and he's David, And this dude posts 60-second YouTube videos of him shadow boxing and karate kung fu kick in the air, all right, what the hell is that, man? Okay? So it's just nonsense, man. All right? So yeah, but guess what? When you don't have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, all right, that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has given you through the Ruach HaKodesh, all right, to receive the things that come in the volume, all right, of the book, all right, then you're very well easily deceivable. What's the gullible? Gullible is the word, I believe. You could be swayed like the wind. Okay, let's continue. Verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Exactly, man. And how many times, especially in recent time, over the past 10 years, have we seen or heard of some manner of discussion of war that was taking place? Okay, especially recently with the events going on in Ukraine. Now you have Russia that has stated that they're going to annex 4 other regions within Ukraine. Okay, you have North Korea, who just shot off they just shot off missiles, man. Okay, Salakia, the thought escaped me for a second. All right, let me just grab it real quick. There's a particular article I want, bear with me. Yep, here we go. 3 days ago from pbs.org. They also have it on Japan Times. Yep. All right, so North Korea fires missiles after Vice President Kamala Harris leaves South Korea. In a show of defiance, North Korea fired 2 short-range ballistic missiles into the sea on Thursday, hours after U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris flew home from a visit to South Korea, during which she traveled to the demilitarized zone separating the 2 Koreas and emphasized the ironclad U.S. commitment to the security of its Asian allies. Which, that's a whole bunch of lies, okay? Ain't no security of its Asian allies, all right? Because if you really cared about the alliance, the alliance that you have with so-called Asian people, why aren't you in agreement with North Korea? Why aren't you in agreement with China? You see, if you really cared about Asian alliances, all right, South Korea is a damn pebble, you know, compared to what makes up so-called Asian people today. Hey, if something happens to America, what the hell is South Korea going to do to help? You see? So it shows the hypocrisy and the lies of this place, man. Okay? Hey, your Asian allies, the Vietnam War. All right? Hey, and plenty of other examples, man. Which when you actually do thorough research into a lot of these particular events, you will always realize that there was some measure of propaganda. Okay? Some story that was meant to propagate and to further the American empire. Okay? It had nothing to do with, you know, the nation is in chaos and we need to establish democracy. Nah, it ain't got nothing to do with that, man. Okay? It's all lies, man. All right? It's all full of robbery and lies, man. The house is full of robbery and lies, man. All right? And that's America. Okay? Let's continue, though. Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Okay? Hey, as it says in Revelations, right, the third woe cometh quickly. All right? But that's not the end-all be-all, man. All right? The end-all be-all is that implementation of the Charagma. Okay? That's the end-all. Once that's implemented, all right, after that, it's over. You know? It's a done deal, man. Because that's that trial that we have to go through. All right? That's that hour of temptation that's going to come upon the whole world. Okay? Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. You see? Hey, let's say, you know, technically, all right, in a technical aspect, all right, as scripture says, okay, when the third woe is taking place, all right, Yahushua is going to return. Okay? So in some way, shape, or form, the Charagma and the third woe, all right, they meet a similar timeline. All right? But the Charagma has to happen. Okay? Because the third woe isn't the final, you know, the third woe was part of the piece. The Charagma is the final piece. There we go. I wanted to choose my words carefully. You know? So, but yeah, man. You know, the Charagma, hey, that's about to be implemented, man. So don't be concerned with the stuff in Ukraine, all right? Now, in Sirach, all right, it makes mention, all right, that a wise man will fear in everything. All right, let me see if I could just grab it real quick. I think it's like the 9th or 10th chapter, maybe even the 11th, okay? Bear with me. Oh, here it is. 18. Sirach 18 and 27. A wise man will fear in everything, and in the day of sinning he will beware of offense, but a fool will not observe time. You see? So we're fearing in everything, all right, because we fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, all right? So we're being mindful, okay, careful, all right? And, you know, that's how we're able to, you know, constantly, you know, just endure the things that we have to endure on a daily basis, okay? That's the facts of the matter, man. You know, so don't be, you know, too, you know, it was very exciting even for a lot of us, man. All right, when those things started, you know, taking place, especially when it, you know, when it immediately occurred. Many of us were excited. But what did Yahushua say? Let's go back to it. Matthew 24 and 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Okay? So remember, the third woe is also, synonymous with, if you will, or will operate in some simultaneous measure as the implementation of the Charagma. Right? That's when it'll really, So hey, that's the events right now. All right, as a lot of, even media have said it, could very well potentially lead to the, third woe. All right, but the fact of the matter is we'll know. Okay, it won't just be, because when all these things happened in Ukraine, many of us were excited. Oh man, it's, but when as we see, man, all right, there was things going on in 2019, but we knew, it wasn't time yet. There was things going on in 2020, we knew, but it wasn't time yet, right? So it's the same way with these particular events, all right? They're exciting there, but we know it ain't time yet. When these things happen, we'll know, all right? Verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows, okay? And that's ultimately where we're at now, all right? Nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. We're seeing famine take place. We're seeing more pestilences be discussed, right? All these are the beginning of sorrows, all right? So just imagine what the next year or 2 or 3, all right, however the Lord permits it to take place, which Lord's will, we not here for another 5 years, okay? Vainly humbly speaking, all right, but vainly as a man, okay? Nah, man, I can see a year or 2. It would make perfect sense with the way things, and it's the spirit, man, because the year before last, when we held Passover with Great Millstone Buffalo, okay? The elder of the camp, we was just discussing things. He was like, we probably got 4 more years, maybe 5, and it will make sense. Look at it now. Look at the time frame, The very spiritual and wise answer, just through the spirit, man. The Lord put on it. Just, I don't remember how it came out, but look, it's, we're about to enter 2023, Hey, who knows what can happen in 2023, man? Between 2023 and 2024, hey, man, Charagma. You can envision these things, man. Okay, and that's the point of it. That's part of measuring that time diligently. You gotta remove the excitement out of it sometimes, because sometimes you get a bit too excited. Remove the excitement. Measure the time diligently. Think about it. Take some things into consideration. All right, and just be mindful. When you're too excited, you tend to overextend. Tend to get how it is. All right, let's continue. Matthew 24:8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Okay, we have to jump to Jeremiah real quick. All right, it's just the beginning, man. All right, what we've seen over the past 2 or 3 years now, all right, has been, if you will, the beginning of sorrows, man. Okay, you don't have millions of people out on the streets because of homelessness. All right, you don't have these things being seen, okay, on such a how they said mainstream level. Okay, and you might have a bit more people that's homeless. You might see 10 or 20, 30 people looking a bit bummed out normally than what you would have seen 5 years ago. But for the most part, people still they ain't dead, they hurting bad. But guess what? We're not at that point yet. Once we start seeing more of these things, especially in 2023, we'll realize, it's just the beginning. It's going to get much worse, right? Because it's going to get to the point, all right, where cannibalism, all right, the World Economic Forum, and eating bugs and all this. So a lot of these things will take place, man. All right, bodies just being left. Okay, that's when you'll know, man. You have to think about it like a real life purge. Like that movie Purge, it wasn't just a random movie, okay? It's all these Hollywood movies, all of these symbolic references and all that. Now, it's not to say it's going to happen just like that, right? Oh, we're going to have one day the new founding. No. All right? But the New World establishment gave you a portrayal of the chaos that will ensue, okay? Martial law, mass death, all right? The opportunity to operate at will, right? Because that's really what the Purge was. You know, a timeline to just do without will, right? That's what's happening with, look at Illinois, all right? The removal of that system. So essentially you can commit these worst crimes and you'll just, hey, we'll lock you up, we'll process you. Here's your court date. That's it, okay? So these things are going to increase the great lawlessness. And then you tie that in with more wicked decrees from Esau Edom. You have, they running a pilot. They're running a social credit system pilot. Let me see if I can find it, okay? They just announced it. See? So all these different things, you culminate, you combine those, okay, with conjunction of higher fruit prices, okay, the inability to get a job, all these different things, right? To run pilot ESG like China. Let me see. Federal Reserve. Yep, here we go. All right. The Federal Reserve announces major pilot exercise for ESG social credit score system. Climate finance is almost identical to that of the Chinese Communist Party's social credit score system. The Federal Reserve has taken a major step in the direction of facilitating an ESG compliant monetary network that effectively acts as a parallel system to that of the Chinese Communist Party's infamous social credit scoring system. The Fed said in a statement Thursday, 6 of the nation's large banks will participate in a pilot climate scenario analysis exercise designed to enhance the ability of supervisors and firms to measure and manage climate-related financial risks. Scenario analysis, in which the resilience of financial institutions is assessed under different hypothetical climate scenarios, is an emerging tool to assess climate-related financial risks, and there will be no capital or supervisory implications from the pilot. All right? So, and then they put an additional statement. In other words, the Fed is working with the big banks to monitor their ability to comply with the ruling class's preferred enviro-status technocratic tyranny, all right, which is nothing but a fancy, stupid way of saying the NWO with the implementation of the Karagma. That's it, okay? So yeah, there you have it, man, all right? There you have it, man, okay? They're preparing for it, man, all right? That's why you have all. Hey, I ran into an article from 2018 about IKEA. You can Google this, okay? IKEA, Slovakia. IKEA was making mealworms in 2018, okay? Spaghetti, Slovakia, meatball mealworms. All right. So again, you have to understand that these corporations, all right, they all report to these elite banking families, man, in some way, shape, or form, okay? So that's why they're always ahead of the curve, all right? Hey, and this is exactly what you people get, okay? For one, all right, trusting in the devil, all right? Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, who is the wicked and the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. Look at what he's done to the earth, okay? They can spend, Lord's will, I'll upload it, all right, later. I just saw a depiction, and it showed all of the arms or weapons that the U.S. has sent from 1970 to 2017, all right? And it is literally like a 2.5-minute video of all of the weapons that they have sent, you see? So if you were really, wanting to create a great empire, right? Something that's great. Something to be proud of, which shows that he's really the basis of men, Because if you really wanted to create something great, you wouldn't be sending all these arms to other nations. All right? Again, Shawnee, he's the basis of men. Okay? Yes, you have done this through your treaties and your agreements to keep people tied to you. But what are arms going to do? You know? Those weapons that you send ain't going to help them. Because a nuclear missile could wipe them out in a second, man. A chariot of the Lord could just send a tempest. Hey, like it says in the Apocrypha, man, all that was left was dust and smell of smoke. You see? So it shows, man, his spirit is really not upright within him, man. You know, because if you really wanted to make something great, you wouldn't do it sending weapons to over 25 different countries over a span of 37 years. You know, that doesn't help you. You know, there's nothing that keeps these countries self-reliant on you. Sure, it's an arms treaty. That's cool. You know, they get weapons, y'all do different things, you get money or whatever, you know, or they, you know, they owe you certain policies, or you're allowed to build all your bases in all these other countries, you know. They could wipe that shit out with one missile, you know? So it just shows how low level his thinking is, man. You got all these bases all over the other side of the world, man. And for what? You know? They take, what, 30 ballistic missiles and destroy your base, you know? And we're not even getting into thermonuclear missiles, all right? So let's continue, okay? Again, all these are the beginning of sorrows, man. Just the beginning, okay? And we're seeing how detrimental the past 2 years have already been for people, okay? We're seeing how detrimental it has been in just 2 years. That's it, it's only 2 years, all right? That further proves there's no assurance in this system, okay? You can't endure 2 years of hardship. This wasn't 2 years of famine, all right? There wasn't a famine, not yet anyway, okay? Both famine of the word and you know, of real food, okay? So just think about that, man. You people have struggled in 2 years of slight hardship. Imagine when the famine comes, man. Okay? This is the book of Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 4. No, starting at the top. The word that came to Jeremiah, verse 1, Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 1. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord, power of Israel, saying, Write thee all the words that I have spoken unto thee in a book. You see? So for you idiots out there that say there was not no book, there wasn't no, you know, the white man and all, they were books, man, okay? It's the fact of the matter, all right? If you want to call them scrolls, books, same concept, all right? Hey, you can read the prologue of the book of Ecclesiasticus, okay? Or as the Edomites like to call it, Ben Sirach, all right, Sirach. All right, when you read the prologue, okay, it basically discusses how the book of Ecclesiasticus came to be, all right? And it was through the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Baharakak Kodash, all right, through the scrolls, all right, through the books that have been written and all the knowledge, okay, which ultimately led, all right, to a compiling of what we know today to be the book of Sirach. All right, let's continue. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 3. For lo, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, saith the Lord, and I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it. All right, so you have to understand also why these things are happening. Okay, well, because the salvation of Israel, Yasha'Allah, the princes of the power, is about to take place. Okay, and the old establishment, which you know to now to be the state, which you know now to be the state of the world, is going to be destroyed. Okay, and a new kingdom will be established. All right, and we have 2 scriptures for that. All right, this is the book of 2nd Ezra, Salakia, chapter 6, verse 7.
Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or the end times? Or when shall be the end of the first? See, so there's an ending to the first, all right? And the beginning of it that followeth, all right? So when's that transition going to take place? Verse 8, and he said unto me, 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 8, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Okay? So that's what you're seeing take place. You're seeing strategically, all right, and categorically, you're seeing the empire of Esau, or the self-proclaimed white man. You're seeing his empire be destroyed. Okay? Not only from within, by his own people, all right, by those who love America, fighting against those who are working for the elites or the so-called deep state. Okay? So not only from within, but externally. Okay? From the outside. All right? Who's that? Well, the prophets, man. Okay? That's why we have in Jeremiah's chapter 28, verse 8, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. You see? So the prophets that are before me or before you today, all right, and also of old prophesied of these things. Okay? And what's the greatest kingdom that the world has known now for the past few hundred years? America. Okay? Not Africa, all right? Well, that's the continent, okay? Not the countries within Africa, not Europe, not Norway, Sweden, China, Russia. Nah, it's been America, man. Okay? That's why it's America's diplomacy and democracy that's been pushed. You see? That's why all the things that America has desired and decreed have been pushed to the four corners of the world. All right? That's why you have these Iranians. If you see what's going on in Iran, you now have these Iranian women who are taking off their hijabs, okay, which is a representation of modesty and a representation of a woman staying in her place, okay? You have them taking it off, and there's videos going around of them waving their hijabs and dancing in the streets and men clapping. Okay? Which is wicked, man. All right? Because first and foremost, a woman's supposed to remain in her home. All right? Now, we understand the state of the world today does not permit that, nor it's almost impossible for the most part. Okay? All right? And, not surprising, okay? And the men promoting this behavior. Because all that it goes back to where? America. Okay? America has pushed this feminine equality, okay, and this feminine agenda, all right, of equality and rights, and a woman can do more than a man, and if you advocate for men's rights, you're misogynistic. If you do this, you hate women, and all of this nonsense. You see? So now those events happening in Iran are a byproduct of America's wickedness. All right? And even to go further, okay? Because you have to understand, Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, nothing that he has is organic. All right? Meaning that everything that he has pushed, all the lies, all the gods that he serves, all the idols, all of it. All right? He's taken it from other nations. Okay? And when you actually go into history, all right, it was actually Muhammad who was the first to implement so-called women's rights, making them equal within the home. All right? So it shows how far back, all right, this devil, okay, which according to some hadiths, okay, one of them, their most authoritative ones, all right, there's actually a story that goes into it on how Muhammad was being sought after, and his two friends said, yeah, here, the white man right here is Muhammad. Okay, not verbatim like that, all right, but the hadith, clarifies it. Do your own research, all right? So it shows, man, how far this devil has gone, all right, to, like a witch, all right, a witch grabs all these different ingredients from different parts of the forest or regions, and then she brings them all together, and then she makes her wicked potion. All right, that's the same thing with America. America has taken all these different things from various regions and other nations and these gods. All right, and Esau Edom, he has mixed them all together. Okay, and he's pushed all of that wickedness, created decrees, created a lifestyle to flourish with all those things here in America. All right, and people wonder why there's chaos on the earth. You see? All right, so let's continue. All right, Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 4, and these are the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. All right, when you see Israel and Judah, that's because the two tribes were separated. All right, you had the northern kingdom and you had the southern kingdom. All right, the southern kingdom being led by Judah. All right, and Israel, or the northern kingdom, being led by the head tribe Ephraim. Okay. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 4, and these are the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. You see? So why will these things take place? Well, first and foremost, Esau Edom. All right, you white people, you Ishmaelites, you Arabs, the Hagarenes, the Hamites, Canaanites, all you heathen nations have taken part in our captivity. All right, so that's one. Okay, two, all right, is because salvation needs to take place and the Lord needs to come render his judgment, all right, that burns in his heart. All right, Yahweh Shai needs to come render the judgment for all the wickedness, all right, that not only you have perpetrated against us, the children of Israel, but all of creation, the whole world, everything that you have pushed. Okay, it mentions in Revelation, as a matter of fact, let me just see if I can grab it. Okay. I think it's like 18. Let me see. 18. Revelations chapter 18. I'm going to start at verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Verse 5 being a point, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. You see? So that dreadful stench of wickedness, all right, that has not only polluted all of this land, okay, but has ultimately cast a dark shadow over the world, okay, because everybody wants to be a goddamn American, man. Okay, you can go on YouTube. If you go on the YouTube Explore page, all right, I saw these Moabites or Ammonites. I think they're more, one of them. All right, chinky-eyed, but they're just like a damn pop star group that you would see in America. Doing the dances, rapping, and then singing, and the choreography, the symbolism behind them, and but it's like all Chinese for the most part. You might hear certain things in English, but it's just watching that, I'm like, what the is this, man? And you don't understand half of it, but it's just the principle, like, what the fuck is this, man? So it goes to show how like, hey, man, the wickedness that has been pushed throughout this place, man. Okay? Got Iranians dancing around, throwing their, that's like a crown unto you. Your modesty, you waving it around and dancing in the streets, man. That's how prideful you are, man. All right? Disrespecting the generations of your family, but that's what America has done, man. Okay, Salakia, it was a spider on there or something. The time was 1:04 and 49 seconds. But they, no care, man. All right, hey, and that's the same spirit of Esau, man. Okay, who for one morsel, okay, lest there be any, all right, lest there be any vain fornicator. All right, this is the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel, Salakia, the page 16, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited a blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. You see, now don't try to cry now, all right? You should have been repenting before it came into you to get rid of your birthright. You know, ultimately, man, all right? Hey, that's the same thing that you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans do today, okay? You basically, you hate your birthright, essentially. All right, that's why 2/3 of you will be put to death, man. Okay? By the sword, by famine, you know, or by the missiles. All right? That's why you're going to be put to death, man. Because you just, you know, that's like a smack in the face to the Lord, man. Okay? So that's why we're reading. All right, we had to establish some further. You know, when you read scriptures, you have to establish these points, man. Okay? Hey, man. You know, because that's even something that, you know, I've learned. All right? Hey, you know, for our elders and apostles in these different experiences, all right, that we have had to go through. Okay? Because they went through, you know, hell and back. All right? To learn and have to, you know and learn these different things, and, you know, hey, many things that we didn't have to go through in that same measure that they did. All right, but through the Spirit, the Lord has taught us, you know, how to operate. You know, and you know, for His mercy and grace and long suffering unto me. Okay, because through various experiences, all right, I've been able to learn. Okay, and now I am able to righteously operate. All right. Hey, even in times past, but you know, when you're working your way up, all right. Hey, when you're a child, you learning to walk. You know, you fall a couple times, man. You know how like babies, they walk. You know, they kind of, you know, you lose your footing. It don't mean you can't walk. You know, but with that time and that practice, okay, you fall less. Right, you offend less. You see? So let's continue. All right, we've established a few key points. All right, and let's continue. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 6. All right, so hey, verse 5, Salakia. For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. You see, so it's not no making America great again. Okay, it's not no you gonna, you know, go to Cancun, you saving up to go in 2 years. Nah, man. Okay, ain't none of that. All right, and if you do go, it's only because you got the chip. All right, and the Lord's gonna destroy your ass within a few days, man. Okay, however it may play out. All right, so trembling, fear, no, there's no peace coming to you people, man. You've lived fucking lavishly on the earth. You've been wicked as all hell, as it says in Jeremiah 16. You've been worse than your fathers. Okay. Ain't no peace. You live peaceably as it is, man. All right, you don't get in trouble for the wickedness that you do, okay? And then people go to jail. Nah, man. Okay, because according to the laws and statutes that we were given, man, all right, you should be put to death for some of the things that you Israelites be doing, man. You go to jail for a few years, you get commissary, you living it up, you get to sneak a cell phone, you still living in peace. Ain't nobody bothering you. You cool. Chilling in your goddamn Bob Barkers and shower shoes, man. Should be put to death, man, for the things that you wicked Israelites perpetrate, man. All right, don't worry. Hey, it says, hey, don't worry about the wicked, man. Okay, they're gonna get theirs. Oh, I actually have two scriptures for that. Okay. Oh, okay. Dawala. All right, we got two precepts for that one. All right, this is the book of 2 Peter's. Okay, chapter 4, verse 17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High, and if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai? And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? You see that? Hey, so if we, Lord's will, we bear that number. If the righteous are scarcely going to be saved, how much more the heathen? All right, and how much more you wicked, man? All right. Oh, let me see. One more. Bear with me. Back in 2nd Ezra chapter 9. Oh, we got to the Lord brings it full circle, man. So when we started, we stopped off at verse 5. All right, for like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Now we got to continue from verse 6 to establish this second point here. Okay, so 2nd Ezra, Salakia, bear with me. Just bear with me, 2nd Ezra chapter 9. Verse 6, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonders and powerful works and endings in effects and signs. All right, and what's the ending going to be? The effect and sign of Yahushua and the host of heavens cracking over the skies and the tempests and the missiles and everything else obliterating this place. All right, along with the destruction that shall be seen in the rest of the world, man. Okay, verse 7, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. All right, now verse 8 is a dark saying, if you will. Okay, verse 8, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. So this is talking about the Israelites. All right, the elect, all right, my land, within my borders, within my people, okay, because we're a people before a place, okay? Hey, we're still Israelites. We're not in the land of Israel right now, okay? We're scattered to the four corners, right? But guess what? That's still the Lord's land. That's still within the Lord's border, okay? So, hey, man, this is beautiful. Verse 9, then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways. And they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. All right. Hey, we've been. Hey, I couldn't even get it out, man. All right. Hey, like the elder apostle Gabar brought out. All right. I gotta grab it now. Okay. Stupid damn algorithm, man. It shows how low level this dude's algorithm is, man. All right, Romans chapter 8, verse 26. Likewise, the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities, for we know not what we should pray for as we ought, but the Spirit itself maketh intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. Okay? And that was one of those moments, man. Couldn't the way we've been treated, all right? By people of our blood family. All right, by people of our so-called spiritual family, those who in the truth, out of the truth, all right? Any manner of experiences that you've had, man, that we've all had, Whether it was a shortcoming of the flesh, that's why we need the new bodies, a slight oversight, a slight lack or miss of communication that just caused, domino effect, whatever the case is, man. Okay? Which further substantiates why we need the Lord to return, man. All right? That's conditions of the battle, man. You already going through hell. You getting oppressed on your job. You got to deal with all this BS, okay? But you have to maintain that order spiritually. You see? In the most wicked kingdom that has ever lived. So that's why it's beautiful, man. These things are the Wadiyah Bashim Yahushai Bashim Kakwadash, man. Because that's how you learn to forgive your brother or sister. All right? That's how you learn and understand. Oh, that's why it happened. Damn, I fucked up. Damn, I didn't fuck up. Damn, this brother was going through. Damn, I was going through. You are able to discern. You're able to. Damn, man. Yeah, I understand, man. Then the next step comes. Asking the Lord to have mercy on you and mercy on that sister, or and mercy on that brother, or hey, help him to get right. All right, help him to see his shortcomings. Help him to grow, further in the spirit. That way he can handle, the thing that he wasn't able to handle at this particular time. And always remember the things that we say unto ourselves. All right? Take that beam, right? Don't have that beam in our eyes. Let's continue. 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 9. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torment. That's why we have to be very mindful, all right? Not only on how we deal with each other, all right, but how we deal with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, because the actions that we do here in the flesh, whether it's amongst, brothers, sisters, just in the supermarket, at your job, that's a reflection of our sacrifice and our obedience to the walk that we're walking for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. You can't be out here, giving double honors to the elders and apostles, claiming you're Israelite, claiming you're true, calling on the Lord's name, and every time you go into the supermarket, you going, hey, what's up, cracker? Or Jake walk by, hey, you's a nigga, man. You gonna die. That's careless, man. That's foolish. That's nah, man. So those things, that's why we're mindful of those things, man. And through experiences, we have had shortcomings in those particular areas, man. Not handling yourself appropriately, when you go out with the brothers, hey, not handling yourself in a particular manner when you're at work, all right? Not handling your home correctly, just different, different examples, man, right? Hey, it's some chariots out, man, through the spirit. 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 9. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. That also, when you go into the first chapter, let me just grab it, okay? 2 Ezra chapter 1, verse 30. I gather you together as a hen gathereth her chickens under her wings, but now what shall I do unto you? I will cast you out from my face. When you offer unto me, I will turn my face from you. For your solemn feast days, your new moons, and your circumcisions have I forsaken. I sent unto you my servants the prophets, whom ye have taken and slain, and torn their bodies in pieces, whose blood I will require of your hands, saith the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Okay? So you have to understand, just like scripture says, that we're living out our judgment. So that also includes those who have slain us, man, in times past, or however they might have dealt with us, despitefully, in time past. Now your judgment is to be destroyed by a missile. That's the sole reason why you were created. You see, so all these different things, we have to establish points, man. Okay? 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 10. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, right? Just like we may mention. All right, you'll do something wicked as all hell that the law states you should be put to death for. Okay? And you go to prison. You get $60 on your books every week. You living it up. Your harlots, putting money on the phone. All right? Everything else, all right, you sending them kites out, so that the homies can still, keep doing they dirty work, man. All right, that witchcraft, selling drugs, and having our people even in a worse state. You see? You still benefiting, man. All right? Now, yeah, mentally, vainly speaking, I did 3 years in a maximum security, man. All right? Mentally, it can, get to you. Okay? But hey, according to the laws of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, there's a worse judgment than sitting in a cell for 3 years. Okay? So you still reaping the benefits, man. Now, that was mercy, all right? But when I say that, that's more so for you Jakes, man. You 2/3 Jakes that go in, you've been going in and out for 8 years, man. Because you reaping the benefits, you chilling. You still making your $1,000 of dope money each week, or every 3 days, because, man, these Jakes, man, they be living it up just to spend it on Gucci and Prada, Let's continue. 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 10. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that have loathed my law while they yet had liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. See, you ain't give no regard to it. Okay? Verse 12, the same must know it after death by pain, and therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished, and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is, and for whom the world is created. You see that? So that was the point that we wanted to get, all right, when we transition back over the 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. But there was some key points that had to be established before we got that point, man. All right? So yeah, we're not, hey, however it works out, okay? For the righteous is all that matters, man. Okay? Because, hey, the Lord, hey, them TV shows, 1,000 Ways to Die or something like that, Man, the Lord got trillions of different ways to kill you, man. Okay? Trillions, man. All right? It was, what was it, an umbrella pole or something? I remember reading a particular article like a few weeks back, and it was something along the lines of, like basically the Lord killed the lady with some kind of umbrella pole, like the wind knocked it over or something, and then the pole pierced her. It was something crazy, man, like some Resident Evil, stuff, man, But nonetheless, let's continue, okay? Back in Jeremiah chapter 30, all right? So again, a lot of fear coming, man, all right? It's not what you people think, okay, is about to take place, man, and your PPP money, you invested it and now it's worth, nah, man, ain't none of that, okay? Ain't none of that at all right? Verse 6, ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Exactly, man. Because the judgment that's about to take place, man, the fear that's going to be put on you people, okay, is going to be as if, like we just read. All right, let's get it one more time. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 6. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces turned into paleness. Okay? And normally, like when you might see Jake get on his knee, a basketball game or, something like that. All right? It's because he's utterly exhausted, man. All right? Now, what's about to come to this place, okay? What's about to come to this place is going to be worse than that, man. Okay? Not only is it going to be exhausting, in a physical sense, okay? But it's going to completely destroy people's mental state, Because people don't have faith as it is in this world, man. All right? So the coming judgment is going to make people mad, man. That's why Scripture says that these curses shall be upon our enemies. And which one was one of that, man? To be smitten with madness. It's going to destroy, their faith in the system, what they know about, all these different things, man. All right? And that's why, one, they're going to be more inclined to take the charagma, it's just gonna be, you're just gonna fall in line. You know? It's gonna fall in line. It's gonna, at this point, I ain't got nothing to lose. I might as well. You see? Man, that's how they get people more compliant, man. You know? They'll just kill you off. Alright? Until you don't even have the capacity to want to think for yourself. You know? Black Mirror. Remember? Y'all brothers seen it. You know, the different, you know, examples, and you know how the technology and being connected with the infrastructure and all. Y'all remember? You know? You don't even want to look a certain way. You know? Because they done did to you what Yahweh Shem Yahushua has done to us. Alright? Broken us down completely. Alright? Which Yahweh Shem Yahushua broke us down completely to build us back up spiritually, to be able to endure these times, to rehearse these righteous acts, to praise Yahweh Shem Yahushua, to execute our faith, okay, and works. Alright? But not Esau. Okay? He's doing all these things to break you down and keep you down. That's why the Karagma, man. He's breaking everything that you people have trusted in, have known, and yada yada. And then he's gonna give you the Karagma, man. So that way he can monitor you and make sure that you stay that way. Alright? And if not, off with your chip, man. Kink. Get out of here. Okay? Jeremiah 30:7, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. You see that? So yeah, man. I had to establish that point. Okay? Let's go back to Matthew's, man. Alright? Because it's great, man. Okay? The judgment, the fury, the wrath of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is about to be great, man. Alright? Hey, and that wrath, okay, is going to be seen through who? Through the wicked, which we already got out earlier, man. Psalm 17:13. All right, through the wicked, which is thy sword. So that wrath is also executed by Esau Edom. All right, and also the angels, Psalms chapter 78 and 49. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels among them. All right, now when you go into this, all right, it's talking about the Israelites, man. Okay. That's why those curses are on us. Who executes those curses? Right? Who executes the judgment of those curses? Okay? That's the angels. Alright? And if it's as it says in Amos, you only have I known. Alright? So we've been punished for our iniquities. Alright? How much worse do you think Esau Edom gets it? Alright? Just think about it. You know? We're being punished for a cause because we rejected righteousness. Right? So how much worse these heathens, man? That's why that thermonuclear destruction has to take place, man, because that's the ultimate worst punishment. Obliteration. You know? Seeing your kingdoms and all these different things. That's the worst, you know? That's the worst, man. All right, let's continue back in Matthew chapter 24, verse 8, where we left off. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. You see? And that's the time period that we're quickly approaching as well. Okay? All right, Tawala. That's the timeline that we're quickly approaching as well. All right? Because your family members and your friends and whoever else, they're not turning on you yet. Okay? But pretty soon they will. All right? Whether it's your carbon emissions, whatever it is, man, because there's pieces of the puzzle that Esau is going to tie in before that Karagma is implemented. You know? So however it be that he works out, all right, there are still certain events that have to take place. Okay? Let's continue. It's a beautiful day out, man. They got the spiders all over the... All right? Verse 11, and many, Matthew 24:11, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Exactly, man. All right, you're going to have famine. You're going to have all hell breaking loose. You're going to have people, you know, worry about themselves, man. Okay? Which they are really selfish as it is. Okay? This whole kingdom is built off self-gratification. All right? Worrying about yourself, getting ahead for yourself. You know? Hey, you had people all over Twitter, all right? When Kamala, okay, got elected, when they won, All right, they was all over social media. All right, and putting her face up there like, oh, look, this is what you get when you know, get on your knees, you know, and you work your way up. And that's what she's known for in you know, in the political arena, if you will. You know, she's known for having done certain things. There was so many, even, you know, you see those verified people, you know, talking about it. You see, but all those things is just gonna worsen. Okay, which that's not. She's just a peon, man. All right. Same with Sleepy Joe. That's not relevant. All right. But people are waking up to the fact of all the wickedness going on and how it even stretches up to their beloved White House. Okay. So when you take the state of people already today, the lack of patience, the waking up to the nonsense, okay, the not wanting to go with the status quo, the Egyptian against Egyptian, the non-jabbed versus the ones who are jabbed, all these different things, and then you tie in great lawlessness, then you tie in famine, then you tie in carbon emissions. You can't leave your house because your, you know, weekly quota was too. All these, when you tie all these things in, the love of many shall wax cold. All right. Verse 13, but he that shall endure, Matthew chapter 24, verse 13, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Okay? The same shall be saved. Matter of fact, let me grab this real quick. Bear with me just one moment. Might have to just look for it. Oh, Dawali Yah Bashim Yahshai Bashim Kagudash. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 23. He that shall endure the peril in that time hath kept himself. They that be fallen into danger are such as have works and faith toward the Almighty. Know this, therefore, that they which be left behind are more blessed than they that be dead. All right, and I'm going to go down just a little bit. Verse 20, verse 29, behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. Why? Well, because you can create a million fantasy movies, you can create jetpacks, you can create direct energy laser weapons, but somehow, some way, because the people are so stupid and docile, they don't believe that Yahweh Shai is going to crack those skies and render forth judgment, man. Okay? And because they so far up Esau's you-know-what, man, all right, they just engross darkness. All right? 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 30, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen which I shewed thee before, and then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have one against another, and an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. But he shall stand upon the top of the Mount Zion, and Zion shall come and shall be shewed to all men, being prepared and builded, like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands, And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest, and shall lay before them their evil thoughts and their torments, wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame. And he shall destroy them without labor by the law, which is like unto fire. All right? And that's the point, man. You see?
So that's why, as we read,
All right? That voice of trembling and fear. All right? Not of peace. Okay? Because the Lord's about to come render judgment. All right? To 2/3 of our people. And he's going to torment these nations, man, for all of their wickedness. Okay? Matthew chapter 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. You see that? So the end is quickly coming, man. All right? Hey, and when the end draws near, what's it known for? You could go back 15 years in these televised, evangelical, however they used to call them, man. Which they were just money grabs, But even in those money grabs, they would make mention of it, man. All right, not all of them, but some of them. All right, about the terrible day of the Lord. Okay, to render that judgment, man. All right, and we just read a beautiful example. Matter of fact, I have to go back to 2nd Esdras as well. Okay. Here we go. 2nd Esdras chapter 6. Verse 22, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world. And the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth, and the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed and turned into another meaning. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. You see, evil has to be put out. All right? There has been many evil days, but like we established earlier, there's going to be an ultimate evil day. All right? That implementation of that charagma. 2nd Esdras chapter 6, verse 28. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which hath been so long without fruit, shall be declared. And when he talked with me, behold, I looked by little and little upon him before whom I stood. And these words said he unto me, I am come to shew thee the time of the night to come. All right, and that's the point. Okay? And that's the same thing that we're doing. All right, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, we're telling you of the night to come. All right? That day, night, because really, it'll be during the day, but when you go into it, it's likened as night, really dark. We're just going to get it, man. Darkness, okay? This is the book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, and went into the house, and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light? Even very dark and no brightness in it? You see? So the day of the Lord is likened unto darkness. All right? And why? Well, because as it goes into it, when those missiles are being shot, they're going to be arrayed in battle formation. All right? So it's like, I'm going to see if I can grab a depiction real quick through the Spirit. Okay? Bear with me. Wow, that's the spirit. So I just thought of the movie 300. Remember when all the arrows was being shot? All right? And the sky turned to darkness? It's the same thing. It's just going to be thermonuclear missile. I don't think you can catch this. Let me see. Through the spirit, I don't think it's... Yeah, just the angle. You can't really... But it's all right. Just what I did was I searched millions of arrows, 300 scene. Okay? And when you watch the scene, you can see how when all those arrows, right? Just like, matter of fact, we can grab it real quick. Hold on. Right back where we were at. Right back where we were at through the spirit. Okay? Oh, too far. What was it, 6? 2nd Ezra chapter 6. And let me see here. No, Salakia. Nope. Bear with me. Second Ezra chapter 16.
I'm gonna just start at verse 1.
Well, I say 6. 2nd Ezra 16, not 6, Salakia. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. Right? Not only Babylon, the great destruction, but also you other nations over there, man. All right? Who took part in our oppression. Okay? A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood? Or may any one quench the fire in stubble when it hath begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. You see? That's the same thing, man. All right? Same analogy. You can't stop what's coming, man. All right? The same way in the movie 300, you couldn't. How you gonna stop all of those arrows coming down? You can't, man. You can't protect it. You can't protect against that, man. Okay? It don't matter what manner of defenses you have. You can't protect. It's too many. All right? Now let's magnify that on the greater scale. Okay? And think about, you know, the coming judgment, man. All right? All those nuclear missiles, okay? Along with Yahushua and the tempest, man, rendering forth judgment. Okay? That's why that analogy, man, when you look at that particular scene, 300, it gets to a certain point, all right, where when you look at it, it's like the sky just turned dark. All right? Darkness, man. Great judgment, great destruction, man. All right? So, yeah, man. That's the point, man. The Wali Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai B'Shem Rakakudash, man. The Lord, you know, brought all that full circle, man. Okay? So, hey, in closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai B'Shem Rakakudash. Double honors unto our elders and apostles of Great Millstone who do teach and rule well, taught us this 100% truth. Peace, love, and salutations unto the Lord's elect, the hopeful elect. You Akim out there pushing his word in truth and sincerity. Unto those of you who liken unto the speckled bird, scattered to the four corners, speaking in different tongues, unto you we say Shalom.